Know your strengths to start changing your life. Realizing our strengths is the smallest thing we can do to make the most difference. Alex Lindley. One of the most powerful tools that everyone has is their natural strengths. Call them gifts, talents, or even quirks. We all have them. Yet, when it comes down to it, we often meet people who are genuinely confused or shy about owning or developing theirs. Research in positive psychology shows that our strengths can help us experience less stress and improve well-being, as well as achieve our goals with greater ease. Once you've identified your strengths, putting them to daily use is a great approach to boost your energy and improve self-confidence. But it doesn't end there. Knowing when, how, and how much to apply your abilities over the course of your life's journey leads to growth, change, and becoming the greatest person you can be. Simply put, knowing your strengths is key to unlocking more of your natural potential. But how do you find your strengths? Well, that's what we're here to help you with today. Number 1. Develop your self-awareness. Developing self-awareness is the first and most important step in finding your strengths, and it has significant benefits. According to research, when we view ourselves clearly, we feel more confident and creative. However, keep in mind that we do not live in a vacuum. Our strengths complement the people in our lives, whether at home, work, or in our communities. So we need to understand how our strengths operate for us and how they work in connection with those around us. You can work to understand this by developing self-awareness, both internally and externally. Internal self-awareness means becoming aware of one's own thoughts, feelings, desires, and reactions. Internal self-awareness not only helps in the identification of strengths, but it often leads to better relationships, improved work satisfaction, and can lower feelings of anxiety and depression. External self-awareness is knowing how others perceive us and our abilities, behaviors, and reactions. People who have a strong sense of external self-awareness are more empathetic and consider other people's views. Applying both internal and external awareness together will help you figure out who you are. You should begin to notice what you do differently than others. You will probably become aware of the motivations and desires behind your actions. And most importantly, for identifying strengths, you can take note of which situations and activities leave you feeling empowered versus discouraged. Number 2. Know yourself using the DISC Profile Assessment. The DISC Profile Assessment stands out as an interesting tool to help us down the path of self-awareness and in the process potentially identify our strengths. This assessment tool illuminates things like what are your strengths, what motivates you, what are your work habits, which behavior patterns serve you or get in the way, how can you improve your ability to communicate with people, even those who are much different than you. Do you see how this information can help you gain clarity on internal and external self-awareness? The DISC assessment also sheds light on your strengths and passions and where those two things may intersect. Number 3. Assess yourself through other people. Self-awareness is how we view ourselves, but it also includes an awareness of how we are perceived by others. We can learn a lot from how other people view us, especially from supportive, trustworthy people like friends, family, coaches, and mentors. They may notice strengths in you that you didn't realize you had. Speak to people who know you well to help better understand your strengths. Using a list of character strengths as a jumping off point, ask them about how they see you. Ask them to be completely honest. Don't be defensive because it is likely they will also tell you about some of your weaknesses and is also helpful. You may be surprised to learn that a quality you think you possess isn't even mentioned, or find out something you don't even notice within yourself they find exceptionally strong. Number 4. Surround yourself with supportive people. Who you surround yourself with can change everything. The circle of people around you impacts your behaviors, thought patterns, and certainly how you view yourself. Your strengths won't be as easily expressed or improved unless you are in an inviting environment around supportive, genuine people that lift you up. That means spending time with people who genuinely want to see you succeed. It can also mean associating with people who inspire you to pursue your strengths, rather than constantly knocking you down or criticizing you for your weaknesses. Number 5. Learn the difference between true strengths and pseudo strengths. Be careful about what we call pseudo strengths. A pseudo strength looks like a strength for other people but leaves you feeling drained. These are things we can do better than average, but when we finish doing these things, we feel weaker. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you enjoy doing it. Sometimes our strengths don't align with our personality traits. For example, you may be great at networking but also an introvert. In that case, spending a lot of time interacting with others may make you feel tired and low on energy. So you need to become aware of these conflicts if you want to perform well and feel your best. Look at your strengths and understand where they overlap with your passions and personality, and where they conflict. This requires some self-assessment. When you employ your strengths such as creativity or motivating others in a meeting, how does it make you feel? Do you feel energized and empowered, or do you feel drained and exhausted? In the long term, you will burn out by pushing yourself toward areas that conflict with other parts of your personality, even when you're good at them. So you should find that sweet spot where your strengths, passions, and personality overlap. Number 6. Understand what you're good at versus what you're passionate about. We've already gone over a few methods to identify your strengths, but what about your passions? What brings you to life and makes you feel full of joy and purpose? You need to connect the dots between your strengths and values. Identifying your passion starts with pinpointing your core values. Core values point the needle of your compass, illuminating the pathway toward living a meaningful life filled with passion and purpose. Let's say your strengths lay in creativity, self-expression, and discovering new ways of doing things, and bravery, facing fears and expressing truths. What if you also highly value things like community and helping others? In that case, activities like motivational speaking, writing, and teaching might all play well in your strengths, leading to success in pursuing those passions. When you stick to your core values, your day-to-day activities will better align with what matters to you. You can pursue those activities that bring you to life, your passions. Number 7. Experiment. Don't just think about your strengths, experiment with them. Using self-assessment tools and identifying your strengths can light the way forward. You can get a better sense of which direction to go in life. But how can you really know what you're good at and what you enjoy without giving it a try? Much of learning what you're really good at and enjoy doing requires some experimenting. That means trying things out, seeing how it goes and adapting based on experience. Give yourself space to experiment and try new things. Ask yourself, what are your strengths? What do you enjoy doing? Where can you apply your strengths and passions? What makes you feel valued? Remember that you don't need to do everything perfectly or even well. Don't let perfectionism get in the way. When trying something for the first time, you will likely make mistakes or even do a lousy job of it. Approach things with an open mind to simply try something for the sake of learning. We recommend you don't give up at the first sign of failure, because you have to get past the natural learning curve before you can know if you are good at something or not. Developing your strengths is a learning process. With time, you can become better at doing something or realize that you just don't enjoy certain activities regardless of your being good at them. That's okay. Strengths can change and evolve. Continue working on your self-awareness and keep learning how to apply your best traits towards building the fulfilling life you desire. We always give one more piece of advice before we wrap things up for those people that watch to the end. Recognize your weaknesses. Sometimes you don't realize your own strength until you come face to face with your greatest weakness. Susan Gale. A part of self-awareness means seeing the full picture, which includes our strengths as well as the not-so-flattering parts of ourselves. We must not ignore our weaknesses, but there is a difference between recognizing weaknesses and being paralyzed by them. We can address weaknesses by managing against them. Don't let them trip you up. The majority of our time and effort are better served by focusing on strengths and growing those muscles, but we do need to put in a bit of time to address our weaknesses as well. Accepting our weaknesses can empower us. We don't need to completely change who we are. Instead, we can cultivate strengths while also maintaining awareness of our weaknesses and working to slowly improve ourselves. We look forward to hearing from a stronger you. See you next time at Lux Tiva. Bye!